and the description they have given it's like vibrant and cheerful and that kind of thing. See, if you ask me, it's not like vibrant and cheerful like like Bangalore or Delhi or Bombay or maybe Dubai or any other place. It's like vibrant and cheerful like Saskatchewan. Okay, I never knew that there are different types of cold. The winter that you can feel. I thought winter, okay, it's just a very general thing, but that's not the case. There are several type of like how you feel hot. There are several types. Hello everyone, welcome to MALZ vlogs. I have been getting a lot of question on which which city is better in the province of Saskatchewan. So I thought, now I have some time. I've come to my favorite outdoor shooting place, which is A&W. There's the small patio kind of a thing which is there. So I just bought myself a coffee and I thought I'll just talk to you guys. So first of all, I'll tell you a little bit about Saskatchewan so that you get like a capsule format of what Saskatchewan is, what is it known for, which is the best city to live in, and those kind of things. Okay, so firstly I would start talking about Saskatchewan like I mentioned. So Saskatchewan is actually if you look at the Canadian map, it's in Canada map, Saskatchewan comes almost at the center, a little bit towards the west. Okay, so it neighbors two provinces, which one is Alberta to the west and Manitoba to the east. And Saskatchewan is actually a landlocked province. Unlike other provinces, it does not have any water body which is like BC or Toronto. It's not like that. It's landlocked. I think one of the other landlocked province would be Alberta, and it's also called as a prairie land. Okay, so if you ask me more details about this, even I wouldn't know. It's called as a prairie land. Another prairie land is Alberta, and I think even Manitoba falls under prairie land. If you ask me about the weather, so weather in Saskatchewan, it goes from one extreme to the other. So a small what do you say, a small yarn or a small detail about Saskatchewan is Saskatchewan actually has one of the harsh winter in Canada, as well as one of the hottest summer also. If you look at it, it goes to -50. There has been record of the winter climate, the weather going to -50, and it's also gone up to around 40 degrees. Okay, and this is one of the province where you get the maximum sunshine, or the maximum sunlight in one of the Canadian provinces that gets the maximum sunlight. So if you look at it, even during winters, it's not very depressing here, mainly because there's a lot of sunlight. So I've told in many of my other videos also that even when you if you're in your house and you're looking out when it's like -30 or -35 degrees, you will still feel that it's a very bright sunny day because it's very bright and sunny. But the minute you step out, you'll realize it's not like that. It's very cold and harsh. Okay, so I'm going on telling you that it's a harsh winter. So the next question would be, how would we survive this? So there are several people living here, like thousands, or I don't know whether it's a million people, but there are thousands and thousands of people living here. A lot of people from my country, which is India. There are other people from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Africa. All these people are actually accustomed to a certain kind of weather, but they're all coming and adjusting here because there are some techniques that you can use while you are in Saskatchewan. The first thing being, you have to layer yourself when you're in Saskatchewan. Like I told you, the climate actually fluctuates. So if in the morning it's like really cold, by afternoon it might be like windy and all those things, and night it might be like, during the evening it might be like warm and sunny. So you can't actually predict the weather. but during winter obviously it's throughout it's cold, but the kind of cold that is there in Saskatchewan also differs. Like it might be like that frostbite cold at times, or it might be that wet cold, and if it's like snowing, fresh snow is there, then it's a different kind of cold. I never knew that there are different types of cold, the winter that you can feel. I thought winter, okay, it's just a very general thing, but that's not the case. There are several type of like how you feel hot. There are several types, like the humid hot, the dry hot. The same way, even for this, there are like different types of the weather. It can be like extremely bitter cold, or it can be like okay cold where you can manage. So that's regarding the weather. So you should obviously be prepared by layering yourself. Wear 2 or 3 layers of clothes. When I say layering, it's not like wearing all heavy jackets. It might be that you wear a normal your t-shirt or something, then you can wear a hoodie, and then you can wear a proper winter jacket, then your mufflers or your caps or whatever it is. So as and when the climate shifts, you can you can either remove or layer it back. So that's how you'll adjust to Saskatchewan winter. So talking about Saskatchewan as a province and the different cities in Saskatchewan, one of the major questions I always get in my Instagram or YouTube comments is, which city should I go to? Should I go to Saskatoon? Is Prince Albert nice? Is Regina a nice place? So these kind of questions. So I thought I'll put an end to it, or at least give you some content so that you know how the place is. So starting with Regina, where I am. This is a capital city. Okay, it's also called as Queen City. It's I think the second largest city in Saskatchewan, and like I told you, since it's a capital city, there are a lot of government related organizations here. The legislative is here. You'll find a lot of government headquarters in Regina, which is based in Saskatchewan. So all those things will be based in Regina. And if you ask me about how Regina is, see, it's not a very hip or in a very crowded place. It's getting crowded these days, but obviously it's nothing like where you might be coming from, where it's like a metropolitan city or something. It's like a small city. It's not a town, it's a small city. So in this city, if you ask me, are there enough jobs? Yes, there are. So Saskatchewan is having like the unemployment rate is just 4%, which is lowest in Canada. So if you look at it, there are whoever comes to Saskatchewan, one or the other way they find a job. But I've heard a lot of comments these days that people are not finding jobs, mainly because you're looking for SINP jobs, but regular jobs you'll definitely find. But because there is a shortage of the people, whom they're looking for employment, and employers are looking, but they're not getting the right candidate and those kind of things. So obviously, if you come to Saskatchewan, you will find jobs. And Regina, I am in Regina mainly because I have an SINP job. I'm based here. I studied in Moosejaw, which I'll talk about a little later. And I've also been in Saskatoon for a while, so I'll talk about that also right after this. So if you ask me how Regina is, as I told you, it's not like a big city or something. It's a small city. You have everything that you need. Okay, you don't have like the major brands like Gucci and those kind of things, or even you might not have your Zara and all those kind of things, but you will have the regular brands that you need. You will get all your regular stuff in Regina. Okay. And if you ask me how the place is there crime and those kind of things, I would tell you that, see, Saskatchewan is generally safe. Okay, I have not personally seen, but I've heard some people comment on my video saying that why are you saying Saskatchewan is safe. But personally, I haven't faced anything. I have colleagues that I'm working with, they haven't faced anything, and we are all minority here as compared to the people in Saskatchewan, right? So obviously we haven't faced it. So I cannot comment saying that okay, there's a lot of crimes and those kind of things. According to me, I haven't seen anything like that. So crime rate obviously is less in Saskatchewan overall. I wouldn't say there are a lot of crime rates. Here and there isolated cases are there. It's not that it's completely clean. And then if you ask me about the weather, see, overall the weather in Saskatoon, Moosejaw and Regina is almost the same. Saskatoon, I think it's a little better as compared to Regina and Moosejaw, because obviously we are coming towards, even though we fall towards the south of Saskatchewan, I feel the Regina winter is a little more harsher than maybe, when I say harsh, it's not like major difference, okay, maybe like 1 or 2 degree here and there, but when I used to actually come to Regina for like a day or two, when I used to study in Moosejaw, I used to find it very depressing, but now I don't, because I live here. Maybe because I was coming from that place and seeing Regina, I used to find it a little depressing, but now since I stay here, I have friends here, I know the place. So I've adjusted. So if you ask me, will you move to another place, I don't think I'll move out of Saskatchewan. I might move to like some other city in Saskatchewan, because obviously the cost of living is less here, the rent is less here, the groceries or any other expenses will be comparatively less as compared to the bigger provinces. But obviously the minimum wage is also less here because it's only $13. But overall it gets balanced. The insurance is less here. There are a lot of benefits in being in Saskatchewan. Okay, so moving on from Regina, which is a capital city, to the popular city, which is Saskatoon. Okay, so if you ask me a comparison, like I can give a comparison of maybe I can't actually compare it to any place. Like I'm comparing it to my hometown, which is like Kerala. Okay, whoever the Kerala people, whoever is watching this video will understand what I'm trying to tell you. So Trivandrum is a capital city of Kerala, but it is a little backward. It is a little it's developing now. It's not that developed. It's not like a metropolitan kind of a thing. It's a little laid back. Government organizations, people are also like that. But if you look at Ernakulam or Kochi, it is much more developed. It was developed long time ago itself. So that's how Saskatoon and Regina is. Okay, like Regina is more of the government or that kind of a culture, and Saskatoon is a little more, they have a university there. It's a little more, I don't know whether it's a younger crowd. Obviously both the places there are young crowd, because the university people, a lot of students come here to study. But if you ask me, Saskatoon is the biggest city in Saskatchewan. There are a lot of corporate offices. Obviously that's not like major corporate offices are there as compared to like Calgary and all, but then as compared to Regina or any other city in Saskatchewan, a little more of maybe IT jobs or more of banking jobs and all might be there in Saskatoon as compared to Regina. So if you're a person who's looking for some IT related jobs or those kind of things, maybe Saskatoon will be a better option. I landed in Saskatoon and I really like the place. It's called as the Paris of the Prairie, mainly because there are a lot of bridges. It's got a very different kind of infrastructure as compared to Regina. Regina is like flat, like there's no, the landscape is very different as compared to Saskatoon. Saskatoon has a lake, river, Saskatchewan River flows through Saskatoon. Then there is like bridges and then a small hilly area and those kind of things. So it's a little different. But if you ask me which is better, is Regina better or Saskatoon is better, this is where I am, okay, and I really like the place. But if you give me a good job in Saskatoon, I would rather shift, okay. So it's not that I'm bound to Regina just because I like the place. It's mainly because my job is here, or mainly the job. So since I'm getting the SINP, I'm staying in Regina. I have no complaints, okay. I wouldn't say I have any complaints about Regina, but I would say that given an opportunity, maybe I'll shift to Saskatoon, because me and my husband, we both like a little bit of city life. Or Prashant keeps saying there are hardly like 1 or 2 skyscrapers in Regina, but in Saskatoon you'll find a little more skyscrapers. There are some apartments by the lake and those kind of things, which we like, okay. So I had actually taken him to Saskatoon after, it's very windy today, after he landed, and he really likes Saskatoon as compared to Regina. So the biggest city is Saskatoon, then comes Regina, and then the third city is going to be Prince Albert. So Prince Albert, I don't know much details. I have put a video about Prince Albert like a couple of weeks ago, so if you haven't seen that, you can go and check that out, in which I'm giving you a tour about Saskatchewan Polytechnic Prince Albert campus, a little tour about the downtown. So Saskatchewan in general is a little dominant with the native crowd. So if you look at Toronto or BC and all those places, you'll see a lot of immigrant crowd, okay? But the prairies are a little more dominant with the native crowd because it's their land. And obviously, you know, I feel that there are more native crowd towards Prince Albert or that belt towards the north. Prince Albert is above Saskatoon. So if you look at the geography, Moosejaw is here, Regina is here, Saskatoon is here, Prince Albert is there. It's like that in Saskatchewan. So everywhere, even in Moosejaw or Regina, Saskatoon, everywhere there's like native crowd, but they really don't create any issues for you. They have their own life. They're not bothered about what you are up to, or they're not going to come and trouble you about anything. So that shouldn't be a concern for you guys. So if you get admission in Prince Albert, like, don't think twice and all. You're just there for like 1 year or 2 years, however long your course is. It's okay, you can adjust. It's a nice place. Go check the video so that you get a better idea about it. The next place is going to be Moosejaw. So Moosejaw is a very small place. Like, I would call it maybe I can't call it a city per se. Maybe more like a town. Okay. Mostly people go there because Saskatchewan Polytechnic is there, and you know, a lot of courses are there in Moosejaw campus. And whoever is there in Moosejaw, other than the people from Moosejaw, whoever is there is mainly because either their wife is doing a course, husband is doing a course, or they themselves are doing a course. So that might be the reason they might be there in Moosejaw, because it's a very dull place in a sense. There are not much of facilities or, you know, shops there. It's actually, this time when I went to Moosejaw, which I'll be putting a video of, you'll also get a Moosejaw tour. So I've already done a campus tour of Moosejaw. If you've not seen it, go see it. I'll be putting one more video, either before this or after this, I'm not sure. It will be about Moosejaw downtown and those kind of things. So lot of shops or, you know, brands are opening up in Moosejaw, because obviously there's so much or so many immigrants actually coming into Moosejaw or Saskatchewan in specific, because of, you know, the PNP options. People are opting for Saskatchewan Polytechnic. When I had actually looked out for Saskatchewan Polytechnic, I don't think it was that popular, and people didn't even know Moosejaw or, you know, Regina and all. But now it's getting very popular. I think my camera might fly off. Yeah, so today's climate is like, you know, it's like sunny, then it's becoming windy, then it's cloudy and those kind of things. So even the camera, I can see, you know, the color grading is like up and down. Yeah, so Moosejaw is like a town, and there are several other towns, famous ones like Weyburn, then there's Estevan, then there's like a smaller town called as Fort, I don't know whether Fort Capel is a town or not. Yeah, so, I mean, there are several towns in like North Battleford, which borders Alberta and Saskatchewan. There are a lot of my friends who are there in North Battleford, because there are a lot of employees providing SINP jobs there. So these are the smaller towns, and if you ask me, overall, like as compared to Saskatoon or Regina, the bus services might be less. Here the bus services are there. Maybe you know, Sunday or something it's not there, but overall during the day it's there. A lot of people taking public transportation. Overall facilities are better. But when you go to towns like that, like Moosejaw, Weyburn and all those, like there's like Wilcox. So all these are smaller towns in Saskatchewan, which actually does not have so much of facility. So if you look at it, I studied in Moosejaw, but I could only go out from till like around 5 o'clock, because there's no public transportation after that. Saturday, Sunday, there's no public transportation. So you if you don't have a car in those kind of places, it becomes a little difficult. But if you're just going there for studies, and you know, you can manage to just go you know, roam around in the bus and all those things, it's fine. But even for your part-time jobs during the weekends, it becomes difficult, because late night there's no buses and those kind of things. So if you personally ask me which is a better city, I was just googling the other day, you know, which is a better city to live in Saskatchewan. Obviously the answer was Saskatoon, and the description they have given it's like vibrant and cheerful and, you know, that kind of thing. See, if you ask me, it's not like vibrant and cheerful like, you know, like Bangalore or Delhi or Bombay or, you know, maybe Dubai or any other place. It's like vibrant and cheerful like Saskatchewan. Okay, it's not like how you read it. It's better than other towns like Moosejaw and all. It's Saskatoon is a much better city. Regina is equally good, but I wouldn't say it's as vibrant don't go by the word vibrant, as vibrant as Saskatoon, but it is also a nice place. It's developing, a lot of people are coming to Regina. So in my personal opinion, given a choice, I have a good job and those kind of things, I would also move to Saskatoon, because it's a bigger city. It's a little, they have a good mall, they have several strip malls. In Regina, I feel that the mall could be better. Like the Cornwall Mall, it does have everything, like all the brands, but still I think like the Midtown Mall is a much better mall than the one in Regina. So lot of differences like that, minor differences, but that makes a lot of difference, right? Even the downtown is much better in Saskatoon as compared to Regina. But like I told you, I personally don't have any complaints, because obviously you're busy from like 9 to 5 or 7 to 5, whatever timing you work. Then weekends you have things at home to do. It's just that, 1 or 2 meetings here and there you go for, or you catch up with your friends and all. For that, most of the things are there. And also Saskatoon has the most number of restaurants per capita. Okay, so yeah, so it has a lot of restaurants. It's a nice place. So if you ask me, I would say Saskatoon might be a better option. So eventually, even we might shift, we don't know, provided I get a really good job and Prashant also gets a really good job, we might also shift to Saskatoon. Or if we get a job in some other province, I don't know, the expense is too high, we need to buy a house. I don't think we'll do that. We might just stick to Saskatchewan. So that's it, guys. I hope you got some idea, or a lot of idea. I don't know how much of blah blah I did in this video, but I thought this video is important because a lot of people are making a choice to come to Saskatchewan. So it's better to know which place is better, gauge and then decide. But obviously, if your course is in Regina or Moosejaw or a specific other city, you will have to go to that place, and later you can decide to move to another province or to Saskatoon or to Regina, whichever place you find suitable. So that's it, guys. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe, and also comment below, ask me your doubts. I will be more than happy to help you. And I have several videos coming up. I have one coming up, I think, before or after this, like I told you about Moosejaw. Then I'm also planning to do a lot of videos about SINP and SINP jobs, and like how to file your PR profile, how to create your SINP applications, those kind of things. So a lot of videos are coming up. So stay tuned, guys. I'm hoping that you like the video. Bye-bye.